Panic is a runtime exception that is being raised whenever any error occurred in our Go program. This runtime exception can be automatically generated whenever something wrong is going in our code. Our developer can manually raise the exception. So suppose here I'm trying to divide 1 by 0. Whenever we are dividing any value by 0, it will raise the runtime exception. Now if I run the code, it is saying panic division by 0. So panic is nothing but it is a runtime exception. As generally in other languages we use try catch, try except way to handle the error. In Go language we do not have try catch method, but instead of that we have panic and recover. So this is the case when this runtime exception is being automatically generated. But as I told that developer can also raise the exception. Instead of this, suppose I'm giving one if condition that if 1 is not equal to 0, then we have to raise the exception. How can we raise the exception? By calling this panic method. So basically panic is an built-in method in Go that is used to raise the exception. And here I will give the error message that 1 is not equal to 0. So it is same as we use throw in Java or we use raise exception in Python. Here in Go we are using panic function. Now if I run this code, what message we are getting? 1 is not equal to 0 and it is throwing the runtime exception here. So this is about how to raise the runtime exception or how is it being generated automatically. But after getting the runtime exception, how can we recover this? How can we handle the situation? Here, recover function comes into the role. So as panic is a built-in method, similarly, recover is also a built-in method in Go. And we just need to call the recover function. But if I am going to call it anywhere, it will not work because wherever we are getting the error, it will simply throw the exception and the execution will terminate. Now, what is the way to call this recover function? In previous video, we saw the use of defer keyword. So whatever the statements we are giving with the defer keyword, it is being executed at the end of the surrounding function execution, whether we are getting any error or not. So here, if I give the defer statement that says need to handle the runtime exception, we can first check how this control is going. So in this way, it is executing the defer statements. Now, after getting the error, instead of this statement, I'm going to call one function. I'm going to call the deferred function. So this is an anonymous function I'm giving as a defer statement. And here we'll call recover function. So recover function gives the same output whatever we are passing here or whatever the error message we are giving here in the panic function. Now I'm calling this recover function. So here we can see that in this block we are getting the error. This runtime exception is raised, it will execute the defer function. And inside the deferred function, we are calling the recover function that will be responsible to handle the error. So here you can see that we are not getting any error. But how can we check if there are the multiple panics, then what is the response of this recover function? For this case, we can get the return value here. Int res. Okay, I write it incorrectly. fmt.println res. So this is the error we are getting that we already handled. Now suppose instead of one panic, we have given the multiple runtime exceptions. Here I'm saying 1 does not equal to 2. So what it will do, as soon as it finds the first runtime exception, it will call the deferred functions, and within that deferred function, it finds the recover method that will handle the erroneous situation. Whenever it will find any erroneous situation, the execution of main statements will get terminated. So before terminating, it will call all the deferred statements. And here in the deferred statement, we are calling the deferred function. And within this deferred function, we are going to handle the error by using the recover method. So this is the use of panic and recover. By using the panic, runtime exception is being raised, and to handle the situation, to handle this error, we are using the recover function. Now you must be thinking, if the error is being handled, then this program should continue. So if this is a requirement, we need to define each and every functionality in a different function. So here I'm creating check 1 0, and within this function I'm writing this code. What it will do, if any of the error is occurring, then here I am giving the print statement, here I am giving the deferred function. Similarly, I will do for the another functionality, that is 1 2. So it will compare 1 and 2, and if the same error is coming, then again it will get handled by using the deferred function. Now instead of doing within main, I'll call this function here. Okay, so first of all, in main function is coming. Now it will check for check 1 0, error will occur, and within this default function we will handle this error. 1 is not equal to 0. Same is going for the another function, 1 is not equal to 2, and after that end of main function. So in this way we can handle the multiple errors and the program will not get terminated. In the same way as we did in Python and in Java by using the try catch or the try except methods. So with panic and recover, this is the use case of defer keyword. Well, that's all for today. Thank you. Stay tuned.